We all know that FLL robots will never be consistent when driving at a high speed. However, if the robot drives at a slow rate, it will waste a lot of time getting from place to place during competition. Therefore, if the robot accelerates and decelerates, you save time driving to another mission while also being able to consistently stop after slowing down. So the first thing you're going to do is to reset both large motors and then create two variables set as right numeric. The first variable is going to be named speed, specifically for your large motors, and since the robot's going to be accelerating and decelerating, this variable is going to be constantly changing throughout the program. The next variable is going to be named desired rotations, and this is just how far you want your robot to drive. You can also run this loop alongside, and this is just going to display the speed onto your big screen. This first loop is going to be the accelerating part of the program. So you're going to plug in the variable speed into the power of a steering block, so the robot only drives forward depending on the value of the variable. Next, you're going to wait 0.02 seconds, and then you're going to add 0.25 to the speed and update that back into the variable. This is a part that's actually increasing the speed of the robot, so the value of B is kind of up to you. The greater it is, the faster your robot's going to accelerate. So how this works is that the robot's speed is going to start at 0, and then after 0.02 seconds, it's going to add 0.25 to the speed. So when the loop comes back around, the speed of the robot is now starting at 0.25. After the robot updates its speed, it's now going to check whether it has driven 70% of the desired number of rotations, and if it is, then it's going to move on. And how we do this is that we compare the average number of rotations and see whether it's within 0.1 rotations of 70% of the input value. And the average number of rotations is just calculated by adding the values of motor B and C and then dividing by 2. So after the robot has driven 70% of however many rotations you wanted it to drive, it's now going to start to decelerate. This part of the program is almost exactly the same as the part in the acceleration loop. The only difference is that now you're subtracting from the speed and not adding. Again, the value of B is up to you. The larger this number is, the faster your robot's going to decelerate. However, you have to make sure that this value of B is greater than the value of B you put in the acceleration math block, because now the robot is only decelerating for 30% of the total distance. What we don't want to happen is for the robot to start driving backwards during its deceleration. What can happen is that the value of B may be too high and the robot's speed can reach a negative value before it has driven however many rotations you wanted it to drive. So what this new part of the program is doing is making sure that the robot's speed never reaches a negative value, and if it goes below 5, then it will just drive forward at a constant speed of 5. The last part of the program is similar to the one in the acceleration loop. It's going to check whether the average number of rotations between the two motors is within 0.1 rotations of the inputted value, and if it is, then it's going to exit the loop and stop the robot. So at the end, when you create your acceleration deceleration Myblock, you need to create 3 parameters which should all be inputs. The first one should be plugged into your desired number of rotations, the second one for your acceleration rate, and the third one for your deceleration rate.